You're listening to Into the Twilight, an independent, listener-supported show. Subscribe at patreon.com/intothetwilight for monthly bonus episodes, weekly shoutouts, a Patreon-only book club, and more. Thanks for support, and now, on with the show.
Now tuning in to Earbud Media, audio for everyone.
We're in, boys.
We've never been more back. Welcome to Into the Twilight. We're here.
Yo.
We started the show to watch vampire media, and now we watch media that you all suggest that somehow just makes us suffer.
Sure. Yeah.
Are you amused?
Are you not entertained?
Are we properly entertaining you?
We're the court jesters of podcasts.
I'm turning around my figurative iPad. Please tip. How are you?
I'm here. I'm living.
Yes.
I'm bringing a little podcast to the space. Okay, folks? All right, folks? Because, of course, my YouTube algorithm is like, you want to see every interview that Chris Fleming's ever done in the last 2 weeks? And I say, yes, of course, I would.
Thank you, algorithm.
But thank you, algorithm. And that led me to an episode of Wildcard by NPR with Rachel Martin, which I had never listened to before. I'd never seen. I've seen it pop up, but I've never clicked onto it until now. And this show is awesome. It's not even about the Chris Fleming. The Chris Fleming episode is great, but as a whole, as a interview show, it is very cool because it's I have 3 random cards about kind of big questions, kind of deep questions, less so than small talk. It's let's do big talk, right?
Amen.
But in kind of a playful space, and it feels very collaborative, and they're both sharing both the celebrity of the week and Rachel are having this kind of fluid, both-sided conversation about what were you like as a kid, or what was your first job, or how do you deal with grief or death, and all these big things, but it's kind of grounded in this very we're just having a conversation in a very on the same level way, and it's really nice. And this episode in particular with Chris Fleming was great because he's very funny, but it gets to a point towards the end where they're talking about seeing people that they have lost in birds, in the wild and nature, and being oh yeah, that's my dad, or that's my mom, kind of, and having this very vulnerable emotional moment. And it gets it's a really beautiful conversation. And then at one point Chris is so overcome with emotions that he is actually crying, and I'm I don't think I've ever seen this man cry before. So there's a version of me that's rejecting this vulnerability, but I'm also this is a beautiful moment. This is a very raw, unfiltered, and beautiful thing. And Rachel also kind of turns the conversation to herself and her own experiences, because he's getting choked up and can't talk for a little bit. And it's beautiful. They just allow each other to have this guided and but also kind of free-flowing rumination on the symbols you see of people you lose, and how things move on, or life goes on in different ways or whatever. And I was damn, this is fucking awesome. This is such I feel a lot of shows are not catered to sort of anything outside of what is this project you're doing and promoting, and
right.
what do you want to say. And this just feels there are moments of talking about those things, but it's a larger sort of emotional variety of different things, and things that good questions that maybe you wouldn't have thought to be asked, or have not maybe thought of an answer for, and then you kind of just live in this space of going back through memories or childhood, or all these different things. And I think it's a very fun way to do a show.
That's so beautiful. I love
Mhm.
I love deep talk. I also really like the screen grab that you selected because
It really has the energy of the whole thing.
because a grimace while providing a thumbs up is very relatable to where I'm
Yeah.
at in the current moment.
It's really important to note that he is saying the name Sufjan Stevens while he is
Moon.
doing this pose. So
Yeah.
it really is a perfect picture, I think, of what this is. But it's great. There's like a whole bunch now. Like there's an entire catalog of this woman doing these really cool kind of interviews with people that I like, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is gonna be great background like introspective shit. I love
Oh,
it.
I love a deep talk, especially while
Mm,
doing promotion content, which I know that he's doing
totally.
right now. You have to
Right.
imagine that you get tired of the questions that they're asking, which is like, what's your
Totally.
favorite
Yeah.
color? What are you watching right now? And so being able
Hmm.
to, I don't know, marinate on grief for a little bit has to be, I don't know, refreshing if nothing else.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So that's good. I like that. Oh,
Yeah. So shout out Rachel Martin, shout out NPR. We love to see it. This is good shit. I like good shit.
that's great. Shout out Chris Fleming. Thank you, Chris Fleming.
Shout out for Chris Fleming always.
Yeah, if we don't mention it, then we are in fact saying shout out Chris Fleming.
Yeah. There's an inherent Chris Fleming tax that we pay for
Yes.
every episode in one way or another.
Uh,
How are you doing, my dude?
I am grateful for a start of a new week when this episode is dropping. I
Mm-hmm.
um I had an internal conference this week, so I did not watch a lot or engage with a
Mm,
lot of happy things this week.
sure.
Outside of what we just did our bonus episode on, because I was speed running a season of television.
Sure.
So my happy thing are these under eye skincare patches that I
Love.
received as a gift. Usually I have these skincare like under eye patches from Dew that I've had for a couple of
Mm.
years now, and they're like reusable.
No, that's cool.
So you can use them with like any skincare that you have, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I got these as a gift, so I thought I would try them out. And they've been very nice to have skincare and also a little bit of self-care throughout
Mm.
this week when I've just been girl bossing so hard.
Yeah. Our girl
Um,
boss warriors.
yes, when I've just been deep in that corporate grind. But they're very nice. They're from Grace and Stella, which I hadn't heard of before I received
Mm.
this, but I guess they're everywhere. I've just never had an occasion for them.
Sure.
But they come in a variety of needs. I mainly like them because I love a little treat,
Sure.
which is great. And I imagine more than anything, they would be very helpful in the summer because one of the things on there is they say you can stick them in the fridge to be cooling
Ooh, that's
too.
nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple of them. I might do that just to have. But they seem nice. They're not be honest, they're not a miracle product.
Sure.
But they're very relaxing. And I think more
Mm-hmm.
than anything, it's just been good to have a little bit of self-care on
Totally.
there. Um,
They're really cute too.
they're very
These little
cute.
colors. They're
Um,
shiny. That's fun.
They're shiny, which is great, and some of them are like more moisturizing versus energizing.
Cool.
I'll be so for real with you. They all seem to do the same thing.
Kind of the same thing. Yeah,
Uh, um, I they, which is more so just like hydration under the eyes.
sure. Mm-hmm.
Um, I, but they're good. I'll always take a little bit more of a serum under the eyes, which is great.
Yeah.
But listen, I didn't have to buy them. I got them as a gift, which is nice.
Yeah.
And I think that they're cute and they're sweet, which is always nice for a little
Hell yeah.
bit of a treat. I don't know that I'll repurchase them personally, just because I like my reusable ones.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be able to use whatever I have on
Yeah,
there.
totally.
But for a little, I don't know, for a little treat, it's not the worst thing on there.
Yeah,
So very
we'll have a
cute.
little treat.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah, a little treat. We have calling this current events.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of the most dated of events, if you think about it.
yeah, so event here is being used very loosely.
Yeah.
But it was in parade, so I'm gonna include it, which is that Nina and Paul were at Paris Fashion Week this last week together.
Yeah.
I'll hold for gasps and shock.
I love that this is just like I know it's just the SEO content machine. Like, I get it. Of being like, hey, remember these actors from a TV show from 15 years ago? Like, they are still friends, you know? Like, I get it. But it's just very funny that whenever there's an instance like this, it's like they haven't been seen last since like 2024. And it's like, okay, I'm sure they're still hanging out. Like, they have lives, you know? They're
Right.
they're gonna be at the place where all the celebrities are, I feel. You know? That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. This is a very millennial photo of them in Paris. I love that Paul, like, they both still have their sunglasses on. I think that's very funny. Um, but yeah, it's great. It seems fine. I did scroll down a little bit to see where they included Paul's Instagram, because again, I haven't been on Instagram in years now. This is
Yeah.
he sure looks different. I'll say that.
Yeah, something's going on here.
He's doing a lot of work here. But sure, that's great.
Yeah.
It's current, isn't it? Event? No, but it is
Sure.
current. We'll say that.
It is a thing that happened this week.
Right. I so this yeah. So this episode.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, so you know how we were talking about
Mm-hmm.
the whole Liz situation and being like, hey, this seemed like a kind of a fitting end to her story, but for some reason they didn't want to end it like that. What if there was a better, cooler way to end it? And what they suggested and executed was, what if Liz has one last job that she needs to do? What if she needs to go back to the cold cases?
What if she works until she drops dead, like a true capitalist?
What if we do a fucking cop show for a minute to give Liz the proper send-off she needs and deserves to make her re-examine the death of Elena and Jeremy's parents just for the love of the game and then fucking collapse? Awesome. Cool. Great.
Yeah, she cannot cope with the fact that she is dying, and presumably this is the day where she had to go in and like pack up her office, turn in her badge, her Glock.
Mhm.
Can't forget that.
You never forget.
Presumably she hopefully turned that in a while ago, right? Because she's been on pain pills and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah.
But she's packing up her office and can't cope with the fact that she's had this open investigation of Elena's dead parents. And it's like, well, I can't cope with the fact that they just died in a freak accident on a stormy night. So it had to
Right.
be supernatural in some way.
Yeah. Surely there's a missing piece to the puzzle.
So
now
let
that I
me
have all these
spend
vampire friends.
my
My last hours on this earth.
trying to go down all of these rabbit holes and find what had to be a supernatural explanation for this.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out, folks, there isn't one.
No.
It was a stormy night.
Yeah.
And they were going to go to the lake the next day.
Yeah. It's interesting too to see how, like, both her and Caroline are like doing the same shit, right? Of
Like,
like very mother like daughter,
mhm.
you know, because they are distracting themselves from this very fast approaching change of their lives. And I get it. 100% I get it.
It's very
But like
relatable. 100%.
completely, because now Liz is going on a rabbit hole of like conspiracy theories of maybe something else had happened. Let me go through the files, right? And Caroline is like, I need to make the coolest fucking Airbnb, like hospice care place for my mom. And to like get the perfect books that she's gonna read, but also what if she reads a book and she hates it and the last book she ever read is something she hates? Like she's going through her own spirals of how do I make this perfect in any way that can be, right? And it's tough to watch because it gets in the way for both of them of actually having a moment of closure, of mutual understanding, you know, and it's tough.
It's as much as this is hard to watch, because again, we're getting a lot of Copaganda that's happening here, right? If you peel back that part of it, the plot that we're seeing is a very relatable one where
Oh yeah.
in theory this is the last good day that sometimes you will see with someone who
Mhm.
is dealing with a terminal illness, right?
Right.
Where it's that last burst of energy that they have. And I get why, because she says it to Damon at the end. She's like, it would be easier for me.
Mhm.
It would be easier to handle than if it was something that was supernatural, than if it was just a freak accident that
Yeah.
could not have been prevented there.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what Caroline's trying to do right now. Albeit,
Right.
hey, Caroline, why are you going to a cabin where, like, if there was an emergency, she might not have cell
Right.
service.
Dude.
EMS is going to be like 40 minutes away. But, like, listen, I get it. You want to go
Yeah.
somewhere that's, like, comfortable, relaxed. I get you, right?
Mhm.
But she's also trying to control all the controllables. I get
Yeah.
it.
For sure.
But in their own ways, they're not spending the day together.
Mhm.
And I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I knew when they did that fake out the first time
Yeah.
that if Caroline wasn't going to be there, I felt in my gut that she was going to switch her emotions off. And that it
Yeah.
re-solidified for me today watching
Mhm.
this, because she didn't get she was never going to get what she thought was going to be the perfect goodbye.
Totally. Yeah.
But because of the fact that she wasn't there and Damon was,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think that she's gonna fully lose it
Yeah.
here. And I don't blame her for that, right?
Yeah. I could see that, and I could also see, like, you know, because at the end of it too, we see that Stefan is kind of, like, teaching her how to, like, live in Liz's brain, her memories or whatever. Like, I could also see that being, like, she's just kind of there, default,
Oh,
like, an
yeah.
autopilot on other things, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of, like, being
Like what Elena did
replaying.
with
Yeah.
the drugs.
Right, of just kind of, like, being in this fantasy land kind
Oh, fuck. That would almost be
of living in.
worse, actually.
Yeah, it's horrible, it's an awful thing to do, but I could feel that, like, now that she has access to this, instead of, like, doing a hard shut off, she might be like, "Oh, well, I can just, like, tap in a little bit," and then it becomes like a you're in there kind of all the time and then not in your real life, you know?
Oh my God. That's like a horror movie then, because that would mean in theory, well, hold on. I was gonna say that would mean that in Liz's brain would have to still be alive, right? Like it would have to
That's
her
true.
brain
Yeah.
stem would have to still be going.
Yeah. So
She
that
has a
might not be.
DNR. Well, I
Mhm.
don't trust Caroline to respect a DNR, to be real.
Yeah.
But the idea of keeping Liz in a coma solely so that Caroline can like live in her brain,
Play pretend a little bit. Ugh.
that
Oh,
is
I hate it. I hate to think about it.
that's off. Oh, I believe that though. I think
listen, these guys have been playing sick and nasty with us, and I would not put it past him to just do the most reprehensible thing for short-term feelings of dopamine, or connection to someone you're losing.
because
God
all we've been
damn.
saying is that Caroline needs to get out of that town,
Mhm.
go somewhere and see the world. And the idea, like my version of purgatory for her would be stuck in
Yeah.
that hospital room, like tapped
Mhm.
into her mom's memories
Yeah.
and just fully like not progressing there.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I would argue personally that Caroline got a goodbye looking at that memory in a way that many people don't.
Totally. For sure. Yeah.
But I know, having looked at this character, that there will never be a goodbye in the way that she has imagined it in her head.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
that's very that's very
Mhm.
relatable for people.
Yeah, and especially the added thing of, like, you essentially got a second chance
Yeah.
and kinda whiffed it a little bit. On both parties, right? Because they were both in their own heads and distracted and whatever.
She's going to have a
But,
lot of
like,
guilt for kissing Stefan.
yeah.
And I don't blame her for
So
that.
many such cases, Caroline, you know? You are not the first, you will not be the last.
You looked at that guy and they made him look so sinewy in that moment. And I know
Oh,
Paul.
yeah.
Paul has muscles, but he
Yeah.
looked so not himself in that moment up on that ladder.
Yeah.
And she was like,
Mhm.
you know what my grief wants right now? My grief wants to kiss you right now.
Yeah, how about that?
She's going to have so much regret. And I don't want to deal with, I'm already so
Yeah.
scared, actually.
Yeah. It was Damon had some moments this episode in addition to being like support and there for Liz, whatever. But I love that he was like kikiing with her at the police station and being like, she's like, oh my god, I have so many of these open investigations, what's going on? And he looks through them and is like, that was me, that one was also me. I did that one too, that one was really fun, that one might have been Stefan, just kidding, it was me. Like,
Their friendship means so much to me.
it's so good.
And I have liked that Caroline was with her mom on this last good day? Yes, obviously.
Of course.
Am I glad for the bit that we got to see Damon try and solve this like whodunit with Liz?
Right.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really good. I enjoyed it a
was
lot.
good. I had fun.
I was having a really good time. And him getting to talk a little bit about his mom
Mm-hmm.
and her saying, well, write my eulogy. Don't make it
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah, don't be a sick pervert. But you can write it because you are nice and you do like me.
It's just really cute the way that he has such a soft spot for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that really cute. It's one of my favorite
Yeah.
things about Damon.
Totally. It's incredibly endearing to him. It's also very endearing when I love that every couple of seasons we get Elena and Damon having to do like PTA meetings for Jeremy. It's my favorite dynamic. I would watch a million episodes of them doing this because it's so fun every time. Because, our boy Jeremy's trying to get into art school, but he has not been in school in kind of a hot minute. And graduation is coming up, folks, so it seems kind of a hard position to be in. And I do love that we kind of get from this, like, administrator or teacher or whatever, of being, like, a little flashback of Jeremy's just school memories of being like, yeah, well, there was that one time in freshman year where he was, like, really into drugs. And there was that one time where he faked his death for a couple months. And, that's kind of not, like, the greatest track record, right? And Elena and Damon have to be like, wait, no, hold on. Not too much on our boy. Not too much. There are reasons, okay?
He's trying his best. Watching Elena and Jerry smoke that doob
Dude.
behind the grill.
Fucking finally.
and reminisce with each other meant everything to me.
It's so good. Elena should have been given a joint 4 years ago.
Oh my God. Are you kidding?
Everything would have been different. And that was such a sweet moment because, like, Elena's obviously her tolerance is 0, right? So she is zooted. She is out of her mind.
Immediate French
She's
fries in her hand. Doesn't know how she got
I mean,
them.
it totally just manifested in there. And she's like, yeah, they didn't give us a lot of fries. And Jeremy's like, no, they did. You just ate all of them. You just ate them. But they're like having this like a nice brother-sister moment that they have not had in ever. Question mark. Because and they're like getting real with it of being like Elena is saying she's guilty of kind of letting Jeremy go off the wayside in the deep end a little bit. And Jeremy, honestly, quite mature in this conversation, from his perspective of being like, hey, you were going through your own stuff and like seeing you be able to like heal or at least like figure out the process was like helpful for me because I was like, it could be done, even if there were rocks in the way and stuff. So like, I don't put blame on you for like maybe leaving me out of that a little bit because I was also dealing with my own stuff, and it's like, and also being like, we could go through that together and have this shared experience that is a fucked up, crazy thing to happen and be okay on the other side.
It was watching him have such a high tolerance and her having none, even though she is a vampire, was very important to me.
Yeah.
It was also heartbreaking that he was like, when you got better, that's when I felt the most alone.
Yeah.
Sick and twisted. Hurt me a lot.
Ugh. Yeah.
And then to have this immediately broken up by Dan being like, hey, listen, so I need you to come down to the sheriff's office. I have some questions. And she's like, no, I cannot do that.
Yeah. Love and light. I am not in the headspace.
I cannot do that.
I don't think
now.
I could do that. Elena's so funny when she's high. She's just like, she's basically doing the like, oh my God, I did a weed. Like,
yes.
Like, Damon, you're gonna be so, I know you got this for Jeremy for his little present, but what if we just did it right now? Oopsie. Anyway, he's just like, it's so fun. Damon's like, you are so insane, but I will call you back tomorrow. You gotta figure your stuff out.
It's so, I love it a lot. I will also say, Elena, you were giving yourself a lot of shade for not being a present sister while you were going through very similar stuff that Jeremy was. You should have also been there. I agree with that. Here's the thing, though. You're trying your best to get Jeremy to art school in presumably February, March, ?
Sure.
Middle of the semester for both presumably the art school and his high school.
Yeah.
Why would that be allowed on both parts? The high school and the art school? And he's also taking just a backpack. Why don't you have more questions about any of this?
Yeah, for sure. I need you to lock in. Like, it's cool that you're going to be a sister now in a major way, and I appreciate that, which also always happens when Jeremy leaves, right? Like, Elena always has this, like, clear vision of her relationship with her brother the second he is about to go to another place.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, but I needed a little bit of that. I need you to be a little bit more inquisitive, perhaps, of what's going on. Because if he has to graduate early, which you compelled them to do, and now he's going to art school, ? How does that timeline make any sense to any person that is alive in the world? What is going on?
If he was transferring from a different school,
sure,
I could see that being a little bit easier for an art school to allow. But as a new student, I don't think that they would just be like, oh yeah, for sure, we're cool with
Come on in.
So of course it's not going to be a real school, Elena.
Right.
He just and Rick is adamant that he's going to be the one to take him to the airport.
Yeah, heavy quotes on airport.
Okay, sure. Sounds good.
Yeah. I was a little bummed though, because I was like, I did kind of want to see Jeremy fuck it up at art school.
Me
you know?
too.
I appreciate him being like, all right, I'm just gonna vampire hunt. That's my fucking path. That's my calling. But I don't know. Maybe you had stuff going on. Maybe there's a burgeoning talent here.
But now I have even more questions because what's the deal with vampires in Santa Fe? What is the
What's going on
burgeoning?
there?
What's happening in Santa Fe of all places?
Yeah, because Rick is treating it like it's like a ground zero. Like it's like the hot spot. Something is happening, and it's like, hello, what? More details, please. What's going on in Santa Fe?
Right. That's not even like that's not even like where Area 51 is. So I have questions. You got to figure
Right.
this out.
Yeah, and I guess Jeremy's on the case.
Yeah.
He's gonna take that midnight bus going anywhere. You know.
I'm so scared. All he's had today is alcohol and weed. We didn't see him eat anything.
Yeah, Elena took all the fries, so we are definitely carb neutral or deficit. I am worried. This is not you're not setting yourself up for success, you know?
Yeah. We didn't see him eat anything at the grill because he got the shit kicked out of him by Enzo. Which,
Mm-hmm.
why is my question.
Leave him alone, dude. What the fuck?
Why is Sarah here? Why is she taking what is the deal? I don't understand what Enzo has going on right now.
Yeah.
I'm confused by it. And frankly, I'm disappointed because Enzo can really fuck shit up when he wants to. And I feel like this is a lower standard than what he usually can do.
Yeah. You can tell his heart's not in it. You know?
I agree.
And so I feel less compelled by whatever this fucking Sarah plot is. Because it's like, I have not been able to care about this, and I continue to not care about it because nothing is interesting about it currently.
It just felt like you wanted an excuse to run Matt over. And you could have done that without Sarah involved.
You could do that at any point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That little shot reverse shot, though, was crazy, though. Just being, immediately, just going down. It's like, hey, bitch, where are you? Just kidding. Beep, beep. Just
it was like Mean Girls level. I was scared out of my mind.
Completely. Yeah. Matt goes 50 yards down. It's tough. He got his ass.
Oh, I was so nervous. I was like, is this finally going to be the end for Matt? And of course not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But I have no way. I don't care. I'm not interested in what's happening. I don't understand why someone from Duke would go to the middle of freaking nowhere in Mystic Falls for a photography job.
I will say it was really funny to have Sarah do the equivalent of showing someone your phone on your camera roll and being like, oh, look at these pictures. Oops, there might be a nude in there. But it's much funnier to do that when you are using a DSLR. Just being just holding it through, being like, oh shit, hello. She's like, oh my god, I forgot those were on there. That's so random. That's so crazy.
That was totally for school.
Totally for school.
Girl. All right.
Don't worry about it. Let a girl live, okay? Let a girl take sexy little photos of herself, okay?
You gotta be so for real right now. Come on. Oh, Sarah. Sarah, you deserve so much better than this. And I don't know what's going on. I am worried about Caroline always.
Yeah.
But I also don't care about Caroline and Stefan.
Yeah.
It would be far more, and I've been saying this for a long time, but it would be far more interesting to me if it was like, these are two pals who have now both lost their mom. One of them had presumably a dying wish to stay there, right? That's embarrassing, but also kind of funny, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And it's just awkward to me to take that kiss as anything other than like, oh, my emotions are haywire right now
Yeah.
because grief be like that.
Mhm.
And to follow that up with something that's real would feel disingenuous to me.
Completely. Yeah. Because it just feels like these are fully based on high, very specific emotions and like circumstance.
Right.
And as we've learned, that does not beget the most fulfilling of relationships. Like this is a matter of you're here and you're being kind of nice.
Yes.
And my mom told you to look after me.
Like, it
And
doesn't surprise me that it happened in this context right now.
of course,
Because,
right, totally.
again, her emotions are everywhere. She is
Mhm.
needing comfort. And
Mhm.
so I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. If it continues to happen, I'm going to be annoyed.
Right.
Because it's a really shoddy foundation to happen, to
Yeah.
continue on.
Oh my God. Yeah.
She's going to wake
Like
up
there's still
in a couple months and be
yeah.
like, wait, what?
Yeah. What was I doing?
Right.
What was that about? Because they still need to even repair the foundation of their friendship. Like that is still very much up in the air of a lot of distrust and a lot of like fucked up things between them that like still need to be worked out for them to even be like friends rather than like you're here and that's just it,
Right.
Like let's not jump to another level of relationship as well because that's not good, folks.
Because I think, personally, he also kissed back because she was there.
Totally. Yeah.
Because that's kind of Stefan's whole thing.
Yeah, he kind of loves doing that,
Right.
He's just like, I'm here, right place, right time. I'm just gonna.
Well, he
why
loves
not,
a broken bird. Let's be so real.
Ugh, yeah, God.
So I just would not feel comfortable supporting it if that was the whole thing. I liked it
Yeah.
when he was helping her learn to become a vampire. I liked that
Mhm.
dynamic. I do not
Yeah.
want a romantic relationship between these two.
Yeah, I did not like it.
But I know that they want that really bad
Mhm.
because they're trying to recreate that Klaus isn't here. They've been wanting this for forever.
Yeah, right.
They don't think that Caroline can be single, and I fundamentally disagree with that.
Right.
And that makes me sad. I feel bad for him. I also feel bad that they thought it was appropriate that Liz would read Jane Eyre as her last book, presumably.
Sure.
Like, you thought that of your mom? All right. That's fine.
Yeah, come on. We can work a little bit
She's
better
terminal,
on that.
and you think that she wants to hold this 600-page book right now? All right.
Yeah, it's like give her an e-reader or something. Maybe
No, for
just
real, though.
don't make her tote that tome. That's a lot on your
It's just not,
on your
it's
bones,
not
on your
fair.
arms. Yeah.
It's not fair to all of us involved. The one thing that I thought was weird, they mentioned that Rick wasn't at the going away party, but then he did randomly show up at the end.
Interesting.
So I feel like maybe it was just a cover, but I did note that.
Sure.
I don't know. That was just odd to me. So I'm listening. I'm paying attention.
I got my eyes and ears on the
Yeah.
case. Where is Rick at all times?
Yes.
Truly hard to predict, hard to pin that man down.
I'm nervous about next week only because it does seem like it's going to be the funeral.
Yeah.
And Stefan called Tyler, and I'm worried that he's going to show up. So I'm scared about that.
Yeah.
How do you think that Damon is going to listen to Liz and do like a very appropriate eulogy?
I am fully prepared for this man to break my soul and spirit when he does this. I think he's gonna lock in more than he has on anyone else and be like, I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to do my big one with this.
Because he didn't
And
get to
actually
do it
be
for his mom.
right. I think he might be like, this is my time to shine. And I'm going to do it for her. That's my girl.
I believe you. I believe you.
Maybe he'll have a little bit of jokes in there. Maybe a little sexy jokes in there. Little MILF jokes. But I think overall, I think he's gonna step up.
I believe you. The idea that we found out that he wrote one for his mom and didn't even go to her funeral really fucked me up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also don't know about you,
Hmm.
but I was sobbing at the end of this when they got to
Oh,
that
yeah.
bike scene. And I
Ugh,
wasn't
yeah.
expecting that because sometimes I say like this show makes me cry and I feel that, but I'm on a lot of medicine that doesn't make me emote. So it's like I feel it, but like I don't actually cry. That made me cry
Mhm.
really bad.
Yeah. Ugh,
And that
that's
was really
brutal.
fucked up of them to do. I'm looking at the wiki right now, and it says that the hashtag for this episode was by Jer Bear.
Not by Jer Bear.
And so I was under the impression, maybe this is just me being hopeful, but I was treating this the way that Jeremy was going off as like, oh, well, we'll see him again because last time it didn't stick. And, like
Yeah.
we'll be hearing from him again. But the behind the scenes says that this is the last time that he's a series regular.
Ugh.
So what the
Don't
fuck
do
does
that
that
to
what do you
me.
mean? Because
Uh.
if Bonnie's not here and Jeremy's not here, then what am I?
We're losing our divas at an unprecedented rate.
I don't understand.
And the fact that we are, hurtling towards a no Elena version of this show.
So like what is this show even going to be then?
I am not thrilled to find out, to be perfectly honest. Oh, brother.
I'm really confused. I also forgot until I
Yeah.
just looked at my notes here that next week's title is Let Her Go. And if they play Passenger next week, I'm going to throw myself into the ocean.
You're never going to hear from us again.
You are actually you'll never hear from me again.
I'm going to walk into the lake with my laptop. And that's it. That'll be it.
Yeah, I'll be recording from underwater because actually that's nasty. We have some amazing patrons to thank. Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Lauren Cullen.
Ooh, thank you to Zoe Forbes.
Ow. Thank you to Vanessa Swan.
Ooh, thank you to Greg Lautner.
Ooh. Thank you to April Dobrev.
Ooh, thank you to Phoebe Salvatore.
Ooh. Thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Ooh, thank you to Katya Karp.
Ow. Thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Ooh, thank you to Daniel Burke.
Ooh. Thank you to Janae Bennett.
Ooh, thank you to Rena Zeklos.
Pew pew. Thank you to Emily Ozera.
And last but certainly not least, thank you to Jaylene Iveshkov.
Pew pew pew.
So I have a fanfiction for you. This is by the author Polly Doodles. It's a short fanfiction. It is titled, and I do apologize for this, it is titled Wake Me Up When September Ends.
Okay. Yeah.
And the summary
sure.
of this is short. It's only one sentence. The summary of this is Caroline, mourning the loss of her mother, switches off her humanity and hightails it to New Orleans. And
shit.
I'm not entirely positive that is not what's going to happen next week. Like,
yeah.
I have I feel like she will, well, I don't know. But I just worry, especially after we saw this season of the originals. I don't know if it lines up exactly with their timeline.
Sure.
But Klaus is in a really sick and twisted place. And if she's in a really sick and twisted place, then I'm going to be concerned.
Yeah, totally.
So, love and light. Thank you, Polydoodles, on there. I need to go finish this NPR episode because I'm almost done.
Hell yeah.
Well, my friends, tell your friends about the show. Tell your family about the show. Tell your local birds about the show.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure they have their Zunes charged so they can listen to the show. And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
Get bit.
ooh,
Ow.
You've been listening to Into the Twilight, an independent production by Earbud Media. You can support the show by subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/intothetwilight, or rate and review us on your favorite podcast app. You can send us a backstory or a fanfiction at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. Our music is by Eli Krause, and our art is by Maddie Padilla. You can find me on Twitter at Cody Corral and Allie at Many Are the Stars. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.